Today is Friday, September 10th. I have been in Lyon since Wednesday. So I made it through my first week. Even though it wasn't a full week, I made it through 2 days of orientation. And already I'm starting to see some things get easier and some things pay off, which has been really, really good. So for example, the store stresses me out because they scan things and then you have to bag them yourself, and it's like Aldi, but it's like there's people waiting, like it's not very efficient. And the first time I didn't know you had to do that, and there was a big line behind me and I held everybody up, and that was really awkward. And then normally I end up just throwing stuff in my bag, and then I've had issues with the doors. There's no consistency as to if they're push or pull. You have to press a button at a certain time. They close really fast, and getting on the wrong train. And I've just had all these little like minor sort of things. But today it was like, okay, we've got it. I walked into this store. I didn't buy a lot of stuff. I was like, okay, you're not gonna buy a lot of stuff. It's gonna be hard to bag. Like, be efficient here. And I bought like 3 things. I bought a reusable bag to put them in, which was good. They're bigger. I can just throw things in there. I don't have to worry about them breaking. So, and then I waited until there wasn't a big long line to get in line, so that way I wouldn't be stressed just in case it went wrong. I walked out of the store. I figured out the crosswalks, and that went smoothly. And I walked, I put the code in right, and I remembered that the front door was push and not pull, and like remembering that to lock my door, I have to do it a certain way, and putting my keys in, just like all these little things that are sort of starting to come together that made me feel awkward at first. And I'm also learning that it's okay to take up space in the world. Like, if I don't know, it's just like I'm not an inconvenience to the world, and I think anxiety makes me feel that way sometimes. And it's like, I feel like I'm like making the rest of the population's life hard. And it's like, first off, any sort of awkward thing, Emily, you're gonna think about way longer than they ever will. And 2, it's like, you have just as much right to be in the world as anybody else, and you should not be afraid to take up space. So that's what I've learned. We're supposed to have a walking tour in like an hour, but I am not feeling it. And I'm going to, again, not be afraid to take up space, make that decision. That's not what's best for me right now. I don't feel good. I'm not doing it. And yeah, it's just I'm trying to pick me, and I'm not trying to put so much pressure on talking to people and making friends. I have made friends. I went out last night, which was fun. And I'm just sort of trying to just figure out how to exist here. But it's going really well. I'm excited. It's good. Ignore the fact that I have a knife. But I did a big girl thing. I went and picked up packages, and it was really scary, and I didn't know where to go. I didn't know anything. I screenshotted the maps and then just was like, all right, it's okay. You can figure it out. You can do it. And yeah, this is the first time I've been on the transportation system by myself, so that's exciting. Okay, I am so excited. It's Friday night, which means people are out. Emily is not. Man, these stickers are better than in America. We're trying French McDonald's. I asked for tea and they gave it to me in like a cup, like that you would get at a coffee store. So tea was an option. I'm really curious to see like what tea is to the French people. I don't think it's gonna be sweet. I have just that sort of feeling, but they also don't like ice, so there's no ice in this. That is peach tea, 110%. Okay. definitely more expensive than in the States, but I mean, you have to just try these things, you know? Yeah. I also had a lot of, I don't want to put that on the light, put that over here, desserts. So I got these 2 cute little macaroons. So it's like, wow, they have those at McDonald's. We are in France. So I'm obviously not gonna like stand here the whole time. I just kind of want to do a comparison. So this is the fries. This is like not a bad size fries. They're okay. Also in America, we do like the 10 piece. Here they do 9. Which is kind of weird. Yeah, everything looks relatively the same. Today is Saturday, 9/11. I slept in really late. I'm definitely still jet lagged. I slept in until like almost 1, which is crazy, but a lot of the stuff closes on Sunday, so I wanted to make sure that I had food for the weekend. So I got eggs. That's the first thing I got. If you'll notice, they're not refrigerated because refrigerated eggs are an American thing because we wash our eggs. I got pasta, just like shells, and this is actually like a lot of pasta. I don't know, they obviously don't have the ounces on here, but it seems like a lot to me. Got pesto. My friend said she bought pesto and it was the best pesto she ever had, and I really like it. So I had to get some too. And then I got this, you know, it wouldn't be France if you didn't get cheese. So this is Gouda and Mimolette, and the Mimolette is like the orange, and it tastes like cheddar except for not as like harsh. And I got this the other day. I literally ate like all of it in like 36 hours, and it was really good. One thing about France that's kind of cool, so they have this thing here at the bottom that is like the score of how good it is for you. So A is really good and E is really bad. So you can see this isn't really good for you. So I think that's interesting. And then this I think is some sort of jelly. I have peanut butter and I have bread, and so I felt like I just had to. But I love the jar. I don't know, it just has that like old kind of feel. And then I just got Pepsi because I have needed a lot of caffeine recently. And then I've been on the hunt for tea that's not peach. This is green tea, and I think it is still, yeah, it's still peach. So this is peach green tea. I don't know what it is, they just really like peach tea here. But I don't mind it. It's just an adjustment. But yeah, I'm supposed to go help a friend do laundry and like figure out the washer. I'm not gonna do laundry yet because it costs money and I'm poor. But I'm not poor. I just don't want to spend money if it's not necessary. So yeah, for the rest of the day I'll probably do like annoying stuff like register my visa. I have to do that and register for a bunch of school stuff. So pretty boring day. Tomorrow I may try and go and explore some more, but I still feel just like groggy and kind of out of it. So we'll see. Okay, so I didn't get this today, but I've been meaning to share it. This is just little pickles. I'm just gonna preface, just little pickles. You see? Do you see this green thing? This is genius. I don't know why we don't have this in America. Okay. You open it. I'm sure we've all had the issues. You stick your hand in a pickle jar, it's not fun. You play around with the fork. I feel like that's probably more common than people sticking their hand in a pickle jar. Well, I was definitely a hand in a pickle jar kind of person. But you pull it up, and it brings the pickles to the top. So you can still just like, why don't we have that? This is my like 3rd video in the span of 5 minutes, but I just have a lot to share, so that's okay. So my last video was the pickles, and I was thinking about some other differences that I've noticed while I'm here, and I actually made a list last night, and I'm gonna talk about some of the things that I wrote. So, no AC anywhere. I assume it's not an issue, but anything past like 75 makes this room a furnace. So this cute little white thing here is this fan that I got on Amazon that I'm moving out of the frame. And it was phenomenal. Just taking it out, literally almost just tears falling down my face of joy. I think this is gonna be the last like hot week. It's supposed to be 86 on Monday. And I'm gonna lay on the bathroom floor with just cold water on me because I know it's gonna be ridiculous in here. So yeah, expect no AC anywhere. Personal space doesn't exist. In America, we do this thing where like, if you get close to somebody, you'll say, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry," or like, if you're with somebody on the sidewalk, if you pass them, I feel like we sort of try and make it like not obvious that we're passing them, and we sort of walk a little ways away and then pass them. French here don't exist. It's not a thing. If you pass, you will walk so close to somebody just to zoom in front of them. Like, it doesn't matter. They do not care. And it's the same, like, they don't move out of the way either. Like, there's been times when I've moved out of the way for somebody while I've been here, and I've been like, "Oh, pardon," and they look at you like you're crazy. Like, they're like, it's like, I guess they think it's like a rude thing, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in your way." Like, I would imagine that's the only thing I can think of, but it's like every single time that I've moved out of the way for someone, I get like some stares. So, I'm finally just getting to the point where I don't move. And that's going really well. Really weird. I hope that habit does not carry on. Okay, French people love mousse. Like the dessert, they have it everywhere. So in America, we have pudding, and we just have like I don't really eat pudding, but in the store, you know, it's near the yogurt, and I feel like we don't have a huge section. In the stores, they just have like a ton of mousse, like more than yogurt, just huge amounts of mousse everywhere. And I like mousse, so I haven't really had an issue for that. There's no ice anywhere. They just don't like ice. I saw one ice tray in the store, and it was like $5. I think you can get, and it just had like, it was this big. I think in America you can get one for like $1 that's like an actual ice tray, so ice here is not a thing. They wear scarves a lot, and it's not for warmth, it's for fashion, and most of the time it's the men. Like, the men walk around with just these like big scarves on, and it's like, honey, it's like 75 out here, and you're just rocking it, and that's like a normal thing. Okay, this is probably a given, but their bread is superior in any and all ways. I bought sandwich bread, and I don't know if it's just that I have really low standards for sandwich bread, but it was delightful. Like, I would eat it for dinner at a nice restaurant. It's just, they're just better at bread making than we are, and that's that. Like, I've been to the boulangerie, and it's like, it's just so much nicer. Everything bread related is so much nicer here. They love pasta. I don't know if it's because we're like closer to Italy or what, but there's pasta everywhere. Everyone eats pasta all the time. They love espresso. And on that note, iced coffee does not exist here. If you go somewhere and you're like, "Est-ce que je peux avoir du café?" then you're gonna get espresso. I made that mistake. They don't ask you to clarify. It's not like, in America, if we said like, "Can I have coffee?" if they were to make assumptions, it'd be like, "Okay, just black hot coffee," and they hand it to you. Here it's espresso. Like, that's their thing. And everybody drinks it hot. They don't really put cream in it. They'll ask you if you want sugar, but like, not really cream. So what I've been doing, I got instant coffee. I've been making it the night before and then putting it in my refrigerator, so I have like cold coffee. Yeah, iced coffee does not exist here. They love peach tea, which I sort of already mentioned. Most people use clotheslines instead of like a dryer. So like, even in the city, I think it's like more common in rural areas for the States, and it's like, we use clothesline if you can't like afford a dryer. But here, like, even in the city, it's just like clotheslines everywhere. Everyone just dries their clothes outside of their windows. Lots of dogs aren't on leashes. Like, they're just trained to walk beside their owner, and it looks like they're on a leash. And I've sort of like done a double take, and I've been like, that dog was not on a leash. And like, I think the only time I've seen dogs on leashes here is whenever they're like sitting at a restaurant, and the dog's like laying down and it's on a leash, but it's just so common for dogs not to be on leashes here. Everyone smokes under the age of 30, which is shocking. And my poor little asthmatic self is not a big fan of it. It's okay. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's definitely a culture difference because it just seems so gross to me. Also, they roll their own cigarettes. So like in America, you know, you get a pack of Marlboros, you sit outside the gas station and get some stairs. Here it's like outside of stores, outside of schools. It's like people are rolling their own cigarettes and smoking, and I thought they were rolling a joint and smoking weed just out in the open, but it turns out they just roll their own cigarettes. So, it's very common to wear lipstick. Like, I have never worn lipstick, except for more than like 2 minutes. I have no lips. I do not have the structure for lipstick, not that you would wear it all over your face, but you know what I mean. But it's like, when I was out the other night, everybody was wearing lipstick, even if they didn't have lips, just like bright red and bright pink, and just like all these things, and it's like, it's just a weird thing. Like, if you don't have any other makeup on, you have lipstick on. Let's see, that might be it for now. Yeah, that's all I wrote. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of differences. But it's been good. I like it here so far. It is oh, some other things. They don't eat dinner until like 8 p.m. I don't know how French people aren't fat. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know what it is in American food, if like, we just are so, like, our food is so like gluttonous, so we just get fat. But I feel like the French people should be obese. And I have seen some not tiny people here, but like the way that they eat, everybody here, it just, I don't know, I've been like, I have to be gaining weight, and it's like, no, it doesn't make sense. I feel like we should all be fat, and we're not. And not yet anyway. I've only been here for a few days. Another thing, on the public transportation, you know, again, this goes with the personal space thing. It's like kind of awkward, like you don't really like stand close to somebody, especially with the global pandemic. You know, you're sort of like, sorry, scoot out of the way. But here, it does not matter if your elbow is in someone's face to hold on the subway. Like, you're gonna go out, you're gonna stand as close to you can as possible. Somebody's purse is gonna be in your left hip, somebody's elbow or your elbow is gonna be in somebody's face, like, and that's just normal. Nobody says anything. It's like they don't even flinch. And like the first time somebody got that close to me, I was like, and you know, again, they look at you like you're crazy, and you just say, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then it's just a normal thing. And there were times I was like trying to be polite and not get close to somebody, almost fell on my face, and I was like, okay, Emily, you know, that's gonna be way worse than if you get in someone's face and be culturally normal here. So I've been just embracing it. Everybody here rides scooters, which is fine. Oh, and some people ride like double on the scooters, and I imagine, like, you know, you'd think it'd be like a couple, like the girl in the front, like with her arms out like this, like looking, and normally, like, anytime I've ever seen it, it's like two guys, and the guys are like trying so hard not to, like, I guess, be awkward about it. Like the guy in the back is just like sort of gently holding onto the front guy's shoulders like this, and yeah, just little stuff. It's good. I like it here. So yeah, this has turned out to be really long, so I was gonna do just like a weekend video, but I will probably just make this like a Saturday morning video with all of the stuff that I've taken this morning and the little like sit down talks that I've had. And maybe tomorrow, if I actually rake up enough courage to go on an adventure, then I'll make that another video. But we'll see. So yeah, overall, I'm still doing good. I haven't been too sad. I've just been recovering from not sleeping, sleeping, and riding, doing all that jazz. It's been good.